Hello and welcome to the Dragoncast, everybody. It's episode 18. I'm Gion. I'm one of the staff members in the league. I'm here with
Melee, Test Dungeon Master, and all the and the tool keeper.
And Toshiro, staff member, Culture Rugrats, head tester, YouTube editor, stuff like that.
you guys want to give yourselves huge titles.
Apparently, I was just gonna say Tosh, coach, and staff, and then Val was over here listing everything.
Oh, everyone's got to one up each other.
All right, G, what you got, man?
Yeah.
I'm G. I'm alive.
Hey, I live in the Test Dungeon, so I've got to make do with what I got.
I refuse to join you long term.
I'm taking a sabbatical from the dungeon right now. Okay, just to start us off real quick, if you haven't noticed, the season started, the preseason specifically. We've had our first week go through, and actually by the time this is up, the second week might have gone through as well, probably. So, yay! Excitement, everybody get hype! The season started, things are going!
Yeah, and it's been an exciting start. We really got to shout out our testers for again just cranking out over 1,000 tests this off season to make this another successful season, especially with all the changes that got made. Commentators did a really good job of pointing out the new Pataras, and teams had the entire off season to test with it.
Yeah, speaking of that, just as a little reiteration, if this is the first Dragoncast you've listened to in several months, and you haven't kept up with the off-season changes, we have a lot of new rosters in terms of the characters on each team are a little bit different due to trades, due to ad drop, due to maybe a little bit of just different decision making with their expanded master list. We have a bunch of new Pataras and slightly modified Pataras that if you've seen the first week, you've already seen more than half of them. And then there's costumes which you'll see pop up like Golden Frieza that you saw this week. So keep looking out for those. Hopefully we should see a lot of fun usage of all of these new things. And I'm really looking forward to hopefully a lot of those new Pataras becoming commonplace in the league going forward. One of the more exciting parts for the active members, I think. Beyond that, yeah, prop to the testers, prop to literally everybody who works on the league from a volunteer standpoint and like participating on teams. Things are a well-oiled machine after years of getting this going. So
testers did, like as Mel said, did over 1,100 tests. We're still going. We still got 2 more weeks. And they get their much deserved break soon. And now Stats team is starting to come out of hibernation. So
yeah. And many of the people who are testers are stats people too. I don't know how they keep going all year round, but
they have
we just pump coffee, like we just pump coffee or like caffeine in our blood vessels and everything. That's how we keep going.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I can say much. I think I'm on tests like 400 or 500 at this point for just this year. So, yeah.
To be fair to the regular testers, they can't run things on 5 times speed.
That is very fair.
They have to handle things manually.
This is very true.
No, but yeah, just big thanks to everybody who volunteers, from testers, the stats coming up, to graphics, to our coaches and supporters. The league's starting, so with that, how about we get the first couple of questions for the start of the 2023 season.
Yeah, let me read the first one out. From Armed Roz, if the new Tenkaichi game were to receive DLC, which I consider to be very likely, would the league wait until it was all released before looking at it for league purposes? Or would you look at it for league purposes day one and wait for all the DLC to get released before moving the league to the new Tenkaichi, assuming it has what is needed?
So, depending on the game when it comes out, most likely we'll do something with it base. Whether it's an event, whether we try to make it a bigger mainstay right off the bat, it's very, very, very unlikely that we just immediately transition to the new game. A lot of logistics to come into that would be probably a very long process to figure out how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would probably wait. In terms of the DLC, it kind of just depends on what the base game roster looks like. If the base game roster is big enough to maintain a fully fleshed out league, we may start working on getting that transition process, or at least developing a new league around the new game. If there's not
My
enough
personal thought is like I would be down to do that. The whole waiting, I wouldn't mind because like if that game is probably gonna be getting DLC for like at least a couple years after. So
yeah, absolutely.
I would definitely say like have waiting on all DLC to come out probably wouldn't be the best help the league if we're trying to move over and everything there eventually.
Yeah,
And also it'll be better just to go ahead and move in, like G was saying, after we get everything situated and just roll with the punches like as they come, like when new characters come in, figure out how we want to lay them out in different teams or free agents and such.
I think the most likely scenario is we run a couple events with the new game, regardless of if it's a league styled event or not. We'll probably run some events with it just because it's going to be hype.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll do what we can with the new game. I would fully expect the current league to continue on for at least a full year, a full season after the game has been released.
Oh yeah,
I can't imagine we would transition any quicker than that.
Yeah, I mean, even just internally, when we think about, even if it passes our immediate checks, like when you think about migrating to a new game, there's all sorts of minutia that we don't really have to think about normally.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, the big thing is the big thing I think it will be difficult to work with, just like off the bat, will be migrating saves so that everyone's not, we don't have to have a tester 100% complete the game and then buy and then they're gonna have to buy all the DLC. Like it's figuring out stuff like that where yes, we want everybody to buy the game and buy the DLC because that encourages Bandai to come out with new games where there's also still huge rosters, but at the same time it's like we don't want to set that barrier of, well, if you want to be a DBZ League tester, you've got to play this game for 300 hours to unlock everything.
Yeah.
And so like we're gonna have to figure out a lot of those logistics first before we can do a league migration.
Mm-hmm. It's very likely that we'll just run a smaller event style thing in parallel. Realistically, probably take a couple seasons before it's ready to be its own massive league at the same scale. I cannot imagine it being done particularly quick. Stuff will still be done with it. Don't worry about that. We'll have a bunch of activities around BT4 one way or another.
Yeah. So next, unless Tosh has some final comments,
no.
We'll go on to the next question. This one from Tumnus. With the new playoff system coming in for this season, which team do you think will end up benefiting the most from this change?
Whichever team is at the bottom of like the most competitive kind.
Honestly, I feel like that's a hard question. even answer. I feel like
Yeah, I don't know what team that would be, but there's
Yeah,
always a Kai that's like
yeah.
like
super
I will
tight.
definitely say that since this is the fourth season that we're starting, well, for this new iteration of the league and everything, uh, you have some veterans like Ryan or like Donut and everyone like that who have been with the teams even beforehand, or like supporters that have been with teams in the old league. But a lot of people are starting to get a very good grasp on how their characters work and how AIs are, what affecting their characters and all that stuff. So I feel like this season is going to be extremely competitive, and I don't even know. I don't think any Kai is safe. Like, honestly.
yeah. This is probably gonna be just because of the scale of changes being made. You have a lot of shakeup in coaching, a lot of shakeup in team rosters. This is gonna be a highly competitive season, and kind of jumping off what G said, like, I think historically it's probably like if we had to name a team, it'd probably be Cinema, because I think they had like 2 seasons where they got locked out because they were bottom of their division,
Yep.
and it was a really competitive division.
It's usually them or Sentai
Yeah,
historically.
they those two probably would have been my pick originally, but
Yeah, I mean, but I think that this, and for those who don't remember, the main change we made for the postseason is that it's no longer the bottom four of each, the bottom team in each division that gets kicked out for the postseason. It's just the bottom four teams in the league. And so you have the top 12 teams in the postseason. The winners of each division, or the team with the highest record, still gets a bye for that first week. But, I think this will. I think we'll see a lot of people get benefited by this. A lot less stress, a lot more willingness to spend Zenny on non-divisionals, which I think that will be a good thing.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Next question from Rye. First, he voices his support of the new playoff structure. Then he asks, what determines characters' different forms? Why do we treat, or what determines character forms to be separate characters?
Need. It all comes down to need.
I mean, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is in reference to things like why are say a man and say a woman separate from adult Gohan and Videl, but other forms are not. And the purpose of those two has always been because Sentai needed more characters, and because this helps the league in terms of having more available characters to spread around for teams like Sentai,
Yep.
especially in the past. So it's purely just that. A lot of the times when a decision seems kind of inconsistent with other characters, there's an underlying need or benefit that may not be immediately obvious from just a spectator position. We're trying to keep team balance in mind with a lot of decisions, as well as team options, so nobody feels like they're overly constrained. Part of the reason why master lists have expanded across the board this season. And I'm so happy to see how that went with trading.
Oh yeah, so many trades. Yeah, and I mean, one thing I do appreciate about Tenkaichi 3 and even Tenkaichi 2 is the way they structure the game. It makes it mechanically very easy to treat different forms of characters as completely separate entities.
Yeah.
It's they are functionally just different characters.
Yeah, functionally they are.
From a modding perspective, Mal could make anyone transform into anyone. Does not matter.
In theory, we could have Kid Goku transform into Kid Gohan, into Goten, and so on and so forth. That is entirely possible. But yeah, and so there's really good facility within the game to help us with that, which, hopefully the new game will continue that trend.
We'll see. I'm excited and terrified of what the modding community is going to do with that game.
Yep.
It's impressive that BT3 and even the original Budokai games has such a vibrant modding community. These new games, they get premium treatment for modders.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be really fun to see what they do.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Snuffy Sam. Now that we're entering preseason and teams have their FAs tested, do you have any predictions as to which teams will do well?
No. Everything's so wacky and crazy. Like, so many trades have occurred and so many loans have moved characters around that I legitimately do not know what team is strong and weak anymore, based off like historical precedent. Like, I saw a bunch of derp tests where Ginyu, Babidi, and God, who's their other third wacky character? 19. Yeah, all were like shredding through other teams and tests, and I was like, I don't know how, but good on them. If they end up being like a plus record team with pure underdogs, I don't. All matter of idea of like all my thoughts on who's strong and who's weak are gonna fly out the window.
Oh yeah.
Ginyu still showed a bit of that this week, if I recall.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Bombay wasn't bad either. I think he got his 40K.
Now the real question is, will Deborah continue the curse of doing well in preseason testing?
I think that's the one thing that I will trust won't happen.
For those that don't know, because the episode came out a couple of days ago, or something like that. Deborah got the first elite of the 2023 season for preseason. So
and he has the strongest history of being amazing in everything but the main season and postseason.
Very, very true. So,
I think in terms of who I expect to do well, go ahead, Tosh.
I was going to say Busaga.
Yeah, I think Busaga, they're
Jesus.
Yeah, they've got some really interesting stuff coming out there. Their tests, but like you look at Sentai was looking really scary. They've got 21 working really well.
The clutch solar flares.
Yeah, you've also got Derp. Like G said, Derp's looking really, really good. And I think this is gonna be a very interesting season. That's all and yeah, that's all there is to it.
I do want to say, for Derp and 19, their use of one of the new Pataras, key control with the cheaper Indomitable Fighting Spirit, gives you more ki as you punch someone. I saw some of those tests, and he actually had ki most of the match.
Yeah.
It was amazing. He could gain ki reliably.
Yeah, I've been telling people, pair key controller Ultra Instinct Omen with Indomitable Fighting Spirit, and you're going to have a lot of ki.
Well, it works particularly well on the Android, who never tries to actively charge, so that probably helps out. But
that does.
It was amazing.
I mean, 19 and 20 have the worst passive charges in the game, but it helps.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, next question is from Armed Roz. Any hope that lower tier FAs will get to shine this season? Example, Babidi, Kui, Goldo, so on and so forth.
Really just Babidi on my end. he has not had a chance to show anything for years. He's finally on a team that looks like they want to use him. So I'm just hoping that he gets to be at least an average character with a couple of fun moments here and there. I don't really expect him to carry. He's way too. He's a coin flip on if he gets shredded or not.
Kui,
He has some bad counters out there.
I would say
but
Kui. I'm not sure.
He's really fun when he gets working, and if he gets his way in a match with a bunch of clashes, he can really tear.
Kui, I'm not sure. Bobbity, I agree with you that I agree with that. Did anyone even pick up Goldo?
No.
No.
Pretty sure
Hybrids.
not. Oh, hybrids did. Okay, they're not using him.
Yeah,
But like Kui, I think is going to get FA bench because he's on androids, right?
yes.
So,
Kui,
yeah.
I think, is going to be overshadowed by everyone else on the team. He might be a good sub, maybe for Cyborg Tao. I like Cyborg Tao better though.
You know what I'll say? I hope Cinema gets Raditz to work at like an above average level, but I have zero faith in an alt spam build on that man. He just does not hit B2s. I don't know why. They're average B2s. He does not hit them.
Yep. I was actually gonna say Raditz on Cinema would be a nice surprise. I mean, I can also see Oob and Baby Vegeta being surprise standouts. Like Oob has not had much testing.
He's a 20 Zenny FA. He is not a low tier FA.
He is not a.
Yeah, not low tier. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't think they're low tier, but I think they are much more wild card, just because base Baby Vegeta and Oob do not get tested.
Sure. No, Baby is like a cheaper FA. That I agree with.
Yeah.
Just Oob is. Oob should be hitting 40k consistently. He really shouldn't be.
He should. Now the question is, will he?
We'll see. I think my understanding, or sorry, my perspective of Oob has always been that he's a melee fighter first, and I don't think Kaiju have the Pataras for that, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's where you just stick Key +1 or Key +2 on him, and then you stick a bunch of the niche melee Pataras, and you see what happens.
Yeah, he could be good, or he could miss like Raditz.
Hey, Raditz did decent this past week against my team. So
hey, if they both do good, then
I can see it. Super 2. Wait, I think they had him on Super 2, Super 1 or Super 2. He did decent, so I could expect some things.
I'm rooting
like
for
do
them.
well for Cinema. So
I'm rooting for both of them. Don't get me wrong. Just expectations versus hopes are different.
Raditz has kind of did you wrong in the past, I bet.
Ever since we moved off the melee difficulty, he's never really been the same. Gone through some withdrawal symptoms.
Alright, and on to our last question from Dorgard. What are some bold predictions y'all have for the season? Example being surprise elites or winners.
Every team will have the exact same record by the end of the main season.
Rugrats make it back to the bowl for the third time, and not against Muscle.
Yeah, that's not possible. You guys are like intertwined.
I know
your fates are tied.
No, please.
I mean,
I'm actually going to be pissed if that actually happens a third time. Nah, but I can. Y'all go ahead and do your predictions and everything, because I gotta think of something that I kind of want to see.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say Derp makes it to the bowl.
You are wild.
Hey,
I have faith that they will make the playoffs. I have no real faith that they'll make it to the bowl.
I actually think Sentai. I can see Sentai making it all the way to the bowl.
Oh, I can too. Like with this lineup they have, if they can keep Android 21 working the way they have, I can see them absolutely getting to the bowl.
I don't know. I saw some of those tests on Android 21. She's about where I expected her to be. All that testing we did came in handy. She's not.
Okay, but listen, you still got Birder and Jiren. Jiren is the main concern.
Oh, absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong. I think they have potential to make it to the bowl. I just wouldn't consider them top of my list. I think top of my list right now is probably Bujin's, just due to Vegito
Saga. Get it right.
Sorry, my bad. I know.
We had many
for a
conversations
reason.
about this.
Well, I'm looking at the website that doesn't have their name updated, so I'll blame someone else. Yeah, there we go. So Buu Saga, just because Vegito is one hell of an upgrade from Spopovich.
I gotta say, I just love that they got Vegito and it fits their theme so well.
Yep.
I love little things like that. It's the small things.
I would love to see. Man, I don't actually know. All the teams kind of interest me in one way or another. So I don't know. I would love to see Derp make it through at least to the second round of playoffs. I think that's where I see them capping off. I don't really see them making the bowl, but I do see them making the second round of playoffs, which to me is an achievement considering their roster.
Didn't Derp make it real far last season?
They made it to semifinals in 2021.
To be
Oh, it
clear.
was 2021. Okay, I thought it was. No, I thought it was last season for whatever reason.
To be completely honest, I think the team on paper, based off of how these new characters they have functioned in the past, is not really stronger. It may be a little more of a coin flip.
Yeah, I mean, I just see Ginyu as a... Now, this is supposed to be a bold prediction, but I also just see Ginyu as a very as a decent upgrade to Kui.
It's more Supreme Kai to 19 and then Poverty being a coin flip for me.
That's fair. But hey, these are supposed to be bold predictions. My other bold prediction is we will have to use tiebreakers to figure out who the bottom 4 teams are.
I can see that happening, definitely. Because if last season was any indicator, wasn't last season or the season before, like, everyone was pretty close in record for the most part, except for like 2 teams?
I think that was the season before. I think that was 2021. Well, no, 2021 had that was with when Rez had their win-loss stomp. Yeah, no, last season you had...
It was kind of close. You had
it was kind of close.
A whole bunch of teams. What is it? 5 teams at 6 and 9, and then 2 teams. One Blue Gens at the time was 5 and 10. Budokai 4 and 11. Everyone else, it was pretty tight knit last season. So yeah.
2021 was even tighter, I think.
Pretty much the same thing. 2-4-11.
Yeah, 2021's was even tighter. I mean, the league's been fairly good about not having dramatic shifts or dramatic highs and lows in record anymore since our first season, which was to be expected. It is what it is. I don't know if I have
Budokai going pretty far. I don't know. I don't. Yeah. Like bold predictions, like in terms of like, I just see like everyone kind of doing well in their own right. Like I said, it's kind of hard because I feel like since everyone got a good handle of their team now, especially this season, like it's kind of hard to make those predictions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'll make a prediction. A character. I don't know who it's gonna be, but a character with Demonic Bargain is gonna be in the top 5 of the league.
I could see that.
I like that.
As their main
Junior. I need Cell.
Yep.
All right.
No, it's not gonna be Cell Junior.
No, listen. Two bold predictions because it's my team. Cell Junior making the elite, because with Demonic Bargain, because he has gotten close to it, especially testing multiple times. Second one, me and my team, we're going to make it this season to where Gotenks And when Gotenks go elite, or he does over his 100k, whatever, it causes Goten or Trunks to also. They do a little bit of damage beforehand, and then that split damage gets them an elite too. So I'll get our team will get like 2 elites. There we go. That's my bold prediction right there.
You know what you
that
should
ain't
do?
bold. That's out of this world.
Nah, that's bold. Come on. That's real
Hey
bold.
Tosh, you know what you should do for Gotenks now?
What?
You should do double demonic bargain
No,
with
I already
KSA.
I already tried that, and I'm not doing that again.
No, I think it's perfect.
No. I was really, I gotta say, like next season, I don't think Edie's gonna get N Vegeta, like back again, most likely. But I kind of want to see N Vegeta and freaking N Goku on the same team. If we do allow fusions, I don't remember the calling on that, whatever. But Super Vegito, I need that one season. Make it happen, y'all. Please.
The fusion, I think we allowed fusion for those two. Yeah,
I think
they
we
are
did, but
trying to get it done.
Okay, I just need them to work together. Like, come on.
Yeah,
we can't get Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but we can get Vegito and we have Gotenks. So like, come on, make it happen.
Well, another team probably will. I think Budokai is up for it next season. They just don't want to get rid of N Goku with a new form. That's about it.
Yeah, they want to keep they wanted N Goku when he got Super Saiyan 2 unlocked. Who knows if they get Super Saiyan 3 Goku next year, we may see them upgrade to Super Saiyan 3 next year.
Don't make any promises. Don't
there's a reason why there is a big if in front of that.
And one last bold prediction: a character with demonic bargain on their build is going to be at the bottom 5 of the league. This Batara is going to kill some characters.
Oh, yeah,
it does not fit everyone. I can assure people that it does not work on everybody. Week 2 builds are out, and one of the top build in the list is buff Trunks on muscle, who, I mean, they're going all in on the damage. I'll give them that.
I didn't even look at builds this week.
They're running buff Trunks with attack +2, chase down artist, demonic bargain, and light body.
In theory, that is a terrifying build if he survives long enough for demonic bargain to kick it.
I will say they're doing it right. They are making him a starter. That is the time, like in my opinion, a starter is the best place to run demonic bargain, and Trunks has crazy melee damage if he can hit with it, and he has crazy B2s, and all he has to do is, hit you with his fists to charge.
The only issue is he has the worst charge rate in the game.
Quick question.
Yep.
Broly, when he transforms to legendary, what's he gets a defense plus what, 5? Or what is it?
It's a +1.
It's a +1 point something. It's either a +1 point something or +2.
I was just thinking, like, for whatever reason, like, if he had demonic bargain and he had a high defense build, Dragon Spirit is only 1 now.
He also has one of the worst charge rates in the game.
But legendary Broly still.
I mean, that's what Kakarot is for. Just do like a demonic bargain, Dragon Spirit, defense +3, and fighting and hatred of Saiyans or fighting spirit.
Here's another bold prediction. This one's really bold considering all the testing I've seen. Someone eventually will, for once, use one of the new B1 Pataras this season. They just fell out of favor so fast. I promise you guys, they're good. They actually do have value.
Oh god, yes, people use the new B1 Pataras. Especially, I can understand not using Dragon Beat all that much, but Dragon Heart and Dragon Pulse, or whatever the 2 and 3 point Patara ones are called,
Dragon Pulse is 3, Dragon Beat is 2.
Yeah, Like, Dragonheart is one. I can understand ignoring that one. Like, it doesn't proc all the time. On average, it's still about as good as Dragon Spirit is, but
We
like,
did testing.
we did so much testing. If you've got a character with a max power B1, or another B1 you like them to use, and you're stretched on Pataras, and you don't really like, you know, you don't really want them to use KSA or something, like Dragon Pulse or Dragon Beat, do it.
Just
It
make sure
proc.
that they're dodging mofo.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be clear, those my opinion on especially the latter two Patars, I think Dragonheart is just a decent alternative to Dragon Spirit if you want something that can potentially get you rapid stocks. But the other two, the 2 cost and the 3 cost one, those two entirely, they are better when you have a character with a low amount of blast stocks and just a good V1 that costs a decent amount. Because starting with KSA, you'll get 1 burst on a 3 cost or a 2 cost, and then it'll take a while to get back up there to that 3 cost when you only have 4. Dragon Beat will get you up there almost all the goddamn time.
Yeah, and if you get it, God help you if you start having a match with a lot of teleport battles. Like, we have seen people with 6 B1 stocks go from empty and go back up to max in the span of about 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear God, it is terrifying. We had to think long and hard about bringing in Dragon Pulse a couple times, even at 3 points.
Melee fighters with After Image, Wild Sense, After Image Strike, Solar Flare, even the stun B1s. This is your Patara.
I thought it didn't. I thought it didn't proc with After Image Strike.
It doesn't proc with After Image Strike, but I'm saying melee fighters are more likely to get into teleport battles.
Gotcha. Yep.
So,
Okay.
and those B1s are the ones you want your melee fighters to use, not really max power mode.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's my shilling for the new Pataras. I have to.
Yeah, after all that. Oh yeah. Maybe not a bold prediction, but we will see somebody use a B2 Bonanza or Closeout Special to really good effect.
Oh, that's gonna happen. Yeah. Those new boosts are gonna be so fun.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put a bet on the B1 bargains because let's face it, we all know Muscle is gonna use it at least once.
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna be terrifying. The only real bet there is it gonna be Bojack, Broly, or 13?
It'll be Broly.
I put it on Broly.
It's Broly. I make it sound like it's an option here.
I do love B1 bargains. Part of me is like, I wanted to have the full KSA effect, but still great. B2, but Bonanza will be amazing too. Closeout special, especially. I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, so looking at this week's builds, Ader had Super +2, Key -1, Key Control, and Broken Glow. Like, Rez, if you like that build, you can pay Zenny and give Ader. You can replace Broken Glow on Ader, and just use B2 Bonanza, and now you've got 4 points on your build that you can use. Hey, I'm just gonna say I have been shilling that Super +2 Key Control and Broken Glow for a while for Android characters, and I'm so happy to see Ader be the one to use it.
I think I saw 19 get a fair amount of testing on it too, so maybe that'll pop up again. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't say much because I've only seen a few tests, just because, as joked about earlier, I'm in the testing dungeon on testing. I'm like 20% of the way done on my thing, so shh. Don't tell people I'm testing stuff.
20% done, like over 500 tests. Oh, great.
Oh no, the 500 test means I'm 20% done.
I know. That's what I said.
Okay, I just misunderstood.
Yeah, that's great. I don't want to do that. See,
A
that's
bit
why
of a
that's why I don't join you.
yeah. This Dragon Cast has been a little short. If you guys want, we can do predictions for week 2. I think our thing will come out after the cast will come out after a week, so people can make fun of us for being wrong.
Let's do
If
it.
anything, it'll probably come out on Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah,
or
so it'll be
Monday.
after. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
This week.
you guys get to mock us. Match number 1, Muscle versus Derp.
They get to hear
Quick
my
thoughts.
predictions twice. I was on Captain Gas.
Oh yeah, they do it too. Then let's start with you, Tosh.
What
Bottom
did I
up.
even say? I think I said Muscle. I think I think Muscle. Like now I actually see build. I see Muscle taking this.
You see Muscle? Mal.
I mean, I want Dirk to win it, like just because again, them within all the new stuff going on, I want them to win it. I think Muscle's got it.
I'm gonna give it to Derp. I think Trunks is gonna implode. That's my view. Second match, GT versus Earth Defenders. Oh,
Stop putting me first, damn it.
Near, you're always going first now.
GT, gotta support my boys Al.
Alright, yeah.
I would like GT to win it. I think just because I've seen some really good stuff coming out of GT, but I think Earth Defenders have got this particular lineup.
Yeah, I'm a little split. I think I favor GT, just because I want Jiro to make your blood boil.
When you say yours, are you referring to mine or Tosha's or just
Or
You
both,
know what,
or
both?
like
Yeah.
all of us.
The collective view of Jiro haters, those in the Jiro hate club.
fair enough?
Okay, fair.
Match 3, Cold versus Boo Saga.
X-Man's gonna hate me. Boo Saga. I love you, X-Man.
Give it to Cold, I think. I think last week Boo Saga was extremely dominant, yes, against another very scary team that is Androids. I think some of that was just, really good RNG for the week. And I've seen some really good stuff out of Cold, but it's gonna be close either way. But I do think Cold can take it.
All right, you're delusional. They have Vegito in, so Boo Saga.
I only said Boo Saga because like they're getting rid of Majin Buu, who is arguably probably their weakest link, and putting in Evo Boo, who has been pretty consistent for them first seasons.
Yeah, I actually do think it'll be close. Both of these teams
it will
are
be.
heavy hitters.
Oh yeah.
Kaiju versus Resurrected Warriors.
Kaiju.
All right, no.
Kaiju, but I want to say that I think Ader in I really want Ader to do really well. Like if that means Resurrected Warriors, even if Resurrected Warriors lose, I just want Ader to do really well. I think
Okay.
the thing I want to see most is Ader use You Hurt Goku on Kid Goku.
Amazing.
There's two things I want to see. I want to see Harudegarn versus the Kaiju, and then also Tapion use his ultimate against the Kaiju. All right, go ahead, G.
I got a bias. I gotta go with Kaiju. They got Nappa.
Yeah. They also have Oob. That is.
I mean, it is Oob versus Maju.
Oh
yeah.
God.
Oh, it is. That could be fun.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep. Androids versus Sentai Squad.
I'm giving it to Sentai.
All right.
I'm gonna go with my boys over on Androids.
Okay. I gotta be the tiebreaker here. No birder, no win. Sorry, Androids got it, especially if Ed 21 keeps grabbing 9 or 16 and 17.
Well, it doesn't even matter because her grab doesn't affect him.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Plus point.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, except for Queen and Cell. So
I-
two out of
Yeah,
four.
it's 50-50.
Yeah, I'm just super excited for 16 on Attack +2 Chase Down Artist,
Oh, he's
because
terrifying. He has
if
one of the
he
strongest ping pong smashes.
he does, and I know from testing this out last year, like, he can get ult level combos. It is glorious.
Mm-hmm. There are a few characters that are just monsters with chase down artists. He's one of them. 100% Frieza and buff Trunks. Those three are nightmares if they actually get their ping pongs going.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Cinema versus Namek.
No, Cinema. Yes, Cinema.
I think I'm gonna give it to Namek. I mean, they've got Pycon and they've got Nova in the back. Like, yes, Janemba has been doing kind of scary on that demonic bargain build, and they've also got Fasha, but I'm not sold on Raditz yet, and I think that's gonna be the killer for them.
You and every Saiyan, Kaiju, well, probably Saiyan member, supporter feels the same way. Raditz is a huge toss-up, but they have the ability to have buff Garlic, so I'm going to give it to them just for the meme. Also, Janemba is probably like the prime candidate for Demonic Bargain.
I want to see baby Janemba.
Yeah,
that would
yeah,
be
it'll
awesome.
be fun if he actually shows up. But Janemba's kit and stats, they are the prototype for what Demonic Bargain needs to work.
Mm-hmm.
Royals versus Rugrats.
Y'all can go first. I want to see how, if I get like.
So we're in agreement now that it's Royals, right?
You see?
We agree?
I mean,
We agree.
I can see this one going either way. For Royals, you have Majin Vegeta and Baby Vegeta, who I can honestly see them tearing through Rugrats. On the flip side, Rugrats have, like, I want to see Rugrats do well because you have Demonic Bargain Cell Jr. and you have Ultra Instinct Omen or Rayleigh, who already had Ultra Instinct Omen as far as I'm concerned, even without the Patara. So I can see either team taking this. I think Royals have the advantage, though. Majin Vegeta just is utterly terrifying.
Oh, yeah, Majin Vegeta is always a problem. Right.
And then you have that followed up with Metacooler and Baby Vegeta with that Finger Blitz barrage that just interrupts absolutely freaking everything. And I can just... I just see that shutting down Rugrats, if I'm honest.
Of course, I gotta go with my team. Plus, this fusions. Come on, we gotta. Come on.
Yep. As I said, I want to see y'all do well too. I just think Royals have the ability to shut you down.
I'm ready for that Cell Junior Elite. Come on, Cell Junior. You heard it. Me and Sony, we believe in you. You got this. Come on.
I know bias goes deep, but damn. Budokai versus Hybrids.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Oh, they don't have adult Gohan. Interesting.
Do they need to test them?
I mean, they don't, but like, I'd probably give it to Hybrids, even with Ultimate Gohan. What is it? Bench. What is it? You had Sword Trunks did a huge number on Namek last season. I'm looking forward to see how if he continues that during the preseason and into main season. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this is another close one. I think Budokai can win this. And I think the big thing for me is that looking at the weak links, you've got early Piccolo for Budokai, you've got Kid Gohan for Hybrids. If early Piccolo kind of does, I think it was, I can't remember if it was in a test or if it was last week, but I have seen early Piccolo on this build just tear through people. And even if it's just early Piccolo kills Kid Gohan and does a bar of damage on Sword Trunks before he goes down, I think Budokai can pull this out. It's really just going to come down to how well Kid Gohan and early Piccolo do.
I'll this one's pretty close. I'll give it to Budokai. I also just want to see Super Saiyan 2 Goku really abuse his max power Ultra Instinct on build. That's about it. I'm just really fond of that build.
Yes. That will be good too.
All right, that wraps up our predictions. You guys will know immediately if we're right or wrong, so mock us in the comments. But also check out the description. We have the link to our Discord where everything happens. We highly encourage everybody to join it if you're not already part of the Discord. It's where all conversations happens, all our supporters and fans. If you just want to look around and just keep up with the most recent Dragon Ball Z League stuff, this is where it's posted. Or if you want to join and support a team and like start your journey to being a more active member, join the Discord. I also have a link to our website, to our Twitter, to our TikTok, and make sure to subscribe and like the video and all that jazz, and look out for continued streams every Saturday. I think that's it. We'll see you guys a month from now, and the streams every week.
All right.
All right. See you guys then.
Bye.
Bye.